Hello YouTubers, it's Michael here. I'm doing the second part of my Nintendo GameCube collection and just some little tidbits of each game as I go through them, and I'll get right into it. The first game I'm going to show is definitely a rare game. It's actually one of my favorite, it's in my top 25 RPGs, and that's actually saying something, and that's Skies of Arcadia Legends. And they made the original Skies of Arcadia for Dreamcast. And they fixed a lot of the bugs in it. I know the counter rate was terrible in the Dreamcast version. They fixed that too. I think there's some extra dungeons, extra characters and stuff in this. This is a great game if you like RPGs. It's turn-based. It's pretty deep, actually. I found a handful of these at the GameStops and flea markets and whatnot. At one point, I used to own 5 copies of this game. I wish I would have kept a second copy because I like the game so much. But I thought because I had the Dreamcast version that I shouldn't keep 2. A guy paid me like $30 for the other one way back in the day, which was a good price for it. So I kind of wish I would have held on to actually all 5 of them now. But it's definitely a treasure. A treasure for GameCube. One of my favorite GameCube games. I do like RPGs. I'm a little partial to RPGs, so. But that being said, it's the next one. Next one's Sonic Gems Collection. I think they made another Sonic collection. This is not the best collection. I found this at a Goodwill for $1 or $2. Let me see. Yeah, $2.16. It's got the Sonic CD, Sonic R, and Sonic Fighters. So it's not the greatest Sonic collection. By any means. Sonic R is kind of rare for Saturn, so it's kind of a neat way to pick that game up for a lot cheaper. But the next game I'm showing is called the Soul Calibur 2. This one had Link in it, like Xbox had Spawn, and PS2 had Itachi from Tekken. I like this. This actually, Soul Calibur 2 is my favorite Soul Calibur out of the ones made so far. But it's a cheap game. It's neat that they put Link in there and, you know, exclusive characters. It's a good game for the price. I'd pick it up. This next game is actually pretty rare, and it's called Spirits and Spells. And I think it only came out for GameCube. It's a kid-friendly game, but I only saw maybe 2 copies ever. Not gonna say it's as rare as Cubivore or Gotcha Force or something, but it's pretty rare. It's I don't think it's expensive or anything, but if you're looking for a rare game that isn't expensive, because rare doesn't always translate to expensive, this is it. I know they didn't sell very many copies, and I've never seen that many copies ever. So. This next game was made by Rare, the ones that did the original Donkey Kong Country, Battletoads, that Microsoft totally butchered. They butchered Rare when they bought them out. But it's called Star Fox Adventures. It wasn't a real Star Fox game. It was more like an action platformer type game with some Star Fox elements in it. It was okay. I thought it was a pretty good game. To my opinion, it was Rare's last best game so far. They did a pretty good job in Viva Pinata, but whatever. But that's, you know, that's a Nintendo IP everyone should be familiar with. And then they made then there's Star Fox Assault. This was definitely more of a Star Fox game. I thought it was pretty cool. I always liked Star Fox. So it's definitely one to have in a collection. This next one is called Jedi Outcast 2, or Jedi Outcast Jedi Knight 2. Jedi Knight 1 Academy came out for Xbox, and I think this version came out for Xbox as well. It might have come out for PS2, I'm not sure. It's kind of a neat Star Wars game. It's different. I thought it was first person, but I think, I mean, in the shot there, it looks like it's third person. The shot there looks like first person. But it's like to me, I thought it was a first person Star Wars game, and the gameplay wasn't bad. I thought it was actually pretty good. So it's kind of a neat one to have. It is a little on the expensive and rare side of the Star Wars and GameCube games, but it's worth keeping an eye out for. This game was absolutely awesome to me. I love this game, and that's Star Wars Rogue Leader, Rogue Squadron 2. And it just, you go around and it's a space battler, and you're in a spaceship, first person, you know, cockpit style, and you relive some of the biggest battles and most epic parts of the Star Wars series, which is an awesome game. And LucasArts is not around anymore, which is a shame. And I really like this game. It's not expensive, and it's an awesome game. And then they also made Rebel Strike Rogue Squadron 3. I don't think there's a manual for this one. I picked it up for cheap. Yep, no manual. But it's not as good as Rogue Squadron 2, but it's very similar. I think they added some first-person action into it. But it's a good game all around. And again, not expensive. And the Rogue Squadron games are only for GameCube, so that's the only way you can play them. Maybe PC. I'm not sure. This next game I picked up for super cheap. I picked it up at the same Goodwill. I picked up the Sonic's game for a couple $. At least it came complete. All stickered up. God, these EV stickers are the worst to get off. I'm telling you. But anyway, it's just the Midway arcade games. I really like some of these games like Marble Madness and Smash TV. Some of the ones I haven't heard of that much. Paperboy, Rampage. But it's kind of a neat thing to have. And, you know, I paid $2 for it. So it's definitely worth the $2. This next game is actually kind of rare. And it's called Summoner, Goddess Reborn. It's a card battling RPG. I'm not sure what's up with all the card battling RPGs for GameCube, but at least I think it was. It might be more action oriented than I remember. I haven't put this in a while, but it's not a great game actually. But it's kind of just a collector's item. You know, people aren't going out to buy this to play. You know, they're more going out to collect it. So, this next game is one of my favorite Tales games, and that's Tales of Symphonia. It's a bigger game. It's got 2 discs in it. They remade Tales of Symphonia for the PS3 along with Dawn of the New World, which was a sequel to it. But I love the GameCube version of it. I know it says only for GameCube, but not true anymore. But this was an awesome game. You know, it's definitely worth the $10 or $20 if you don't own a PS3. So, it's worth. I think it's worth collecting in general. And I showed this in my PS2 video just to show the difference of the artwork. And that's Tetris World. It's a Tetris game, not expensive, not rare, nothing special. But I always have a soft spot for Tetris. You know, everyone can play a Tetris game. So, next game I'm showing is called Wario World. This was actually kind of a fun game. I wasn't expecting it to be that fun. It's kind of a 3D platformer in the sense of like Mario 64 and stuff, but with Wario. Not very long, but I actually had quite a bit of fun playing it. So it's kind of a cool game. This next game, I've always had a soft spot for Worms. I played it on PC back when I was a little kid. You know, Worms Armageddon and stuff. They made the Worms games for PS2 and PS1 and stuff as well. But this version was a little different. He gave you a 3D perspective. You go around shooting up and beating up and killing other worms, you know, in teams with, you know, like Uzis and baseball bats and sticks of dynamite and stuff. It's kind of a cool game. I actually have fun with the game. So, but you know, it's kind of an obscure series now. You know, not many people know about the Worms games as much as they used to, but it's a cool game. I recommend it, and it's not expensive. So, this next game I'm going to show is called The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time and Ocarina of Time Master Quest. I believe this came with a pre-order for one of the Zelda games, maybe for Wind Waker, but I thought the collector's edition was bundled with Wind Waker too. So, but I like the Ocarina of Time. This was a good version of it too. It's kind of it's come a collector's item. I'm going to say this is probably a little more rare just because I think you had to pre-order the game to get it. So, and then there's Twilight Princess. I had a factory sealed copy that I bought from Sears for $5. Me and a friend bought out all the Zeldas for $5 a piece that were brand new. You know, some years ago. And I like the GameCube version better than the Wii version. I do. And this, I like this version of Zelda. It was definitely more adult. I thought, you know, this will become collectible. It's not, I think GameCube version's a little rarer than the Wii version. And, you know, but it sold pretty well. So, it's really not that rare. And then there's the collector's edition. This was a promotional disc, obviously, actually not for resale or anything, but they ended up reselling it used and stuff at GameStops and game stores. It's become quite a collector's item now. Again, this is a pre-order item, I believe, for Wind Waker. which is cool that they bundled it and had the original Zelda, Zelda 2, which was okay, but definitely a different Zelda game, and then Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, and a playable demo of Wind Waker. So it's a cool item to own. Uh, I own all the games in general, but it's just cool to have it on this, and this is definitely more rare than the most Zelda games. So this next game I wanted to show, just because it's a strange case. See, actually I have the game in my GameCube right now, but it's a neat case. I've never actually seen the case before. That's why I picked it up. I like different cases like this. It's for display only. I don't know if that makes it more valuable or rare or anything. I think it does a little bit, but I like to keep out for neat stuff like that. And this next game is not a Pokemon game. I did not pay $30 for it. One of my friends from a game store kind of held this for me. He was like, I've never seen this before, and at first I didn't want it, and he put it on his shelf for $30, and it never sold. And I finally offered him like $5 for it, so yeah, he sold it to me. But it's Pokemon Colosseum bonus disc. I think it adds like an extra character to some Pokemon games, and nothing real special. I know it's kind of a collector's item now, but I'm not sure how much it is or how rare it is, but I have to think it's kind of just a neat collector's item for GameCube. And it even has the GameCube logo and looks like a game, but it isn't a game. And the last game I'm going to show is the Zelda Four Swords Adventures, and it's the big box edition. I just looked this up recently, and I could not find that many of these. Actually, I only found, I believe, one used with the big box and stuff. A lot of them are new with the big box, I guess. But, it's got the link cable. The link cable's still factory sealed, I think. Yeah, it's still factory sealed. And then it came with, that's all it came with, was that link cable, the big box in the game. Most of the time you just find it like this online. The neat thing about this game is if you hooked up 4 Game Boy Advances to the GameCube, 4 players could play and stuff, and I think you had to have 4 swords for the SPs as well. So you had to have 4 SPs, 4 versions of 4 swords for the SP, and this game and the GameCube to function it to its full potential. But whatever, it was kind of like A Link to the Past for Super Nintendo, which was like one of my favorite Zelda games of all time. But it's kind of a cool piece to have. I don't think this game sold as well as some of the other Zelda games, so it might be a little more uncommon than some of them. I'm gonna say to find it with the big box, it's definitely a lot harder. And when I pick up games, I try to pick them up complete. How they came out in stores, and it just, I hate to buy this game like this and then find out it has a big box and want the big box later, and then I just have to spend double the money for to find it really complete. So it's nice to have the link cable. You don't need an advanced link cable to play it, but it enhances it for sure. But yeah, that's my GameCube collection. Like I said, I don't own any Mario games because I was going to rebuy them because they were so common, and now scalpers are scalping the hell out of them, and people should not be paying those prices for it. Definitely not, and it upsets me. Smash Brothers was the best-selling GameCube game of all time at like 16 million copies, and it's one of the most expensive GameCube games out there, which makes no sense to me. But I love the GameCube. I didn't like it as much when it first came out. I still do play it. I play it more on my Wii and stuff. I have a silver one, and there's my 64. But it wasn't the best-selling system of that generation for sure. It was, I believe Xbox might have sold better than the GameCube. Or GameCube only sold a little bit better than the Xbox, but they were about the same. PS2 definitely dominated that generation, but the GameCube was a fun system that had a lot of cool exclusives for it. So, but that's my GameCube video, and I appreciate you watching. And join me next time when I do some of my other videos, like PS1, PSP, TurboGrafx 16, original Xbox, Xbox 360, and then some of my more obscure games. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later.